Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My allergies are so insane right now, so if I seem frustrated, that's why. If you are new here, hello, hi. My name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you can click the subscribe button and stay for a while. I upload 3 times a week. Get ready with me, shut my stash, try on any makeup. If it's beauty or makeup related, I will be posting it. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you could tell from the title of the video, today is going to be all about this bad boy right here, which is the new contour slash bronzing stick from Dior. I had a couple of comments and messages asking that I compare this to other contouring bronzing sticks. So I just went ahead and pulled out all of my bronzing and contour sticks so that I can compare this to every single one that I own. That way I can tell you if something similar has already been launched, and if you have it, then you can totally skip this. It's like an almost $50 contouring slash bronzing stick, so I can save you a tiny bit of money. Let me go ahead and put on my base and I'll be right back so we can get started with this video. All right, my lovelies, hair is pulled back, and as you could see, base is down. I did go in to the Dior Forever matte foundation in shade 3N. It's a tiny bit dark for me, so I did add a tiny bit of the Surratt Dewdrops in shade 6, and I feel like the shade matches much better now. For the concealer, I went into this Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. This is in the shade Buff N 215, I think. I'll make sure to link the exact shades down below. Okay, so for the star of today's video, and that is the new Dior contouring slash bronzing stick. There's 2 tones available that are more on the warm tone side. Shade 02 Tan, which is the one that I have, and the darkest shade, shade number 4. There is 2 sculpting shades, which is shade 1, I think it's light or fair, and then shade 3. Might be medium, I'm not sure. Those are more sculpting shades because they run a little bit more cool tone, maybe neutral, just depending on your skin tone. Like I said, 02N is the one I have, and it's a warm tone shade, and I use this as a bronzer. I could possibly use this for bronzing, like sculpting and bronzing at the same time, but this is a pretty warm shade. I use it as a bronzer. Let me go ahead and swatch it. This one from Dior retails for $47. So it's a pricey one, right? Okay, so I think I'll start with the contouring stick cream products that I own in my collection, with the first being from Fenty Beauty. Now, I'm pretty sure there is both warm tones and neutral slash cool tones available in this formula from Fenty Beauty. So it could be both. And this is the matte skin stick. I have the shade 01 Amber, which, as you could see, it's a pretty cool tone kind of shade. So this for me is a contouring shade. This formula is really nice. I enjoy it. The one I have is from the older formulation, but I still enjoy it. I feel it works absolutely beautiful. There were complaints that it was a tiny bit too drying, but for me, I never had that issue. And it retails for $32. Okay, the next one is from Makeup by Mario, and I'm pretty sure I got at least 3 or 4 people asking me to compare it to this. Mine is broken. I don't know what happened. I cannot. This is as much as it'll go up. There is no way that I've used that much. I think this is where it ends, and I cannot. It's broken. Like if I twist it even more, the whole thing comes off, which is kind of annoying. Light medium is the shade that I have, and this is the shaping stick from Makeup by Mario, and it retails for $32. So this is the Dior, this is the Fenty, and this is the Makeup by Mario. And as you can tell, the light medium is kind of a neutral tone on my skin tone, so I can actually use this for both bronzing and contouring, like a bronzing shade, which I normally use this as a contour stick. I do enjoy this formula. It's a little bit more soft, a little bit more malleable. Even though the Dior does blend out really nice and seamlessly, you have to work quick because it dries down so fast. I don't have that issue with these two. Okay, the next one is from Westman Atelier, and I actually have 2 shades in this one. This retails for $48, so a little bit on the pricier side, $1 more than the Dior. This is in the shade Biscuit, which is the contouring shade and the lightest shade out of the 3 that she has to offer. And as you could see, it kind of looks similar to the Fenty Beauty. I can use this as a bronzing shade. Very beautiful formula. Blends out like a dream. I mean it better. It was $48. I did purchase this on sale through one of the Sephora VAB sales or savings events. Full retail price, I would say, unless you absolutely love Westman Atelier, just wait for a sale. It's pretty. It's really pretty. And it's a staple in a lot of people's makeup, but it's just, I don't think you need to pay such a high price for amazing products when there are other products that are similar to this, but you pay less, you know? Like you're basically paying for the name is what I'm trying to say. Okay, the next one is an even more expensive one, and it's from Victoria Beckham. This is the Contour Stylist. The lightest shade that I have is Travertine. I do own 2 of these, and even though this is such a beautiful formula, and I mean such a beautiful formula, and if you're somebody that's very precise with your contouring, especially on your nose, this is like the perfect shape. But honestly, you don't need this unless you pay at a sale price $38 for this little stick. Yeah, so here is the tone, and I would say on me it's a tiny bit more on the neutral side. The second lightest shade is a little bit more warm. So yeah, definitely wait for a sale on this one. But the formula is not like the Dior. So far, none of these formulas are at all similar to the Dior. Okay, so I think that was all of the contouring stick cream formulas that I own in my collection. And now we're gonna move on to the bronzing sticks that I do have. A few, more than I probably need. The next brand is Nude Sticks. I feel like this is a very popular one, and with good reason. It's a very, very pretty formula. I do own 2 different tones, Bondi Bay, which is a very popular one, and I would say this one is more of a warm bronzing shade. So this is the Dior, and this is Bondi Bay from the Nude Sticks. Definitely lighter, more creamy, malleable, beautiful, beautiful formula. I don't think it's anything like the Dior. And then this one is Bondi Belle, which I purchased thinking maybe it'll be a little bit more of a neutral tone, which it is. So I can use this for bronzing. I prefer Bondi Belle versus Bondi Bay. The Bondi Bay can sometimes pull a tiny bit too orange depending on the time of year that I'm wearing it. But I do love this formula a lot. I think Nude Sticks is like, it's popular for a reason, you know? It retails for $35. Okay, we already talked about Westman Atelier, but I do have a mini of the second to lightest shade, which is Truffle. And as you could see, it's a pretty warm tone. I think this is going to be the closest tone to the new Dior, not formula-wise, just the tone in general. So this is the Dior, and this is the Westman Atelier. So pretty close. I feel like maybe this one has a tiny bit more orange. If I had to compare the Dior to something, I think Westman Atelier would be the #1 contour slash bronzing stick that I would compare it to. But if you have Truffle, then I think if this was the shade you were thinking about getting, 02 Tan, I don't think you need the Dior. Okay, another very affordable brand, LYS. This is the bronzing stick, the No Limits bronzing stick, I think. No Limits cream bronzer and contour stick. Okay, I haven't looked too much into the shades they have to offer, but I'm guessing they're calling it bronzing and contour because they probably have cool tone and warm tone shades to offer. I think it was the second to lightest shade, Harmony, but they have added some shades to this since I purchased. So this is definitely a warm tone shade, at least for me it is. This could be another possible contender of being very close in tone. No, just kidding. I thought maybe yes, but no. Okay, so this is the LYS and this is the Dior. So no, not close. Looking at the tone compared to the other ones, I would say this is more of a neutral tone versus being like a warm tone. Okay. Technically, I could probably bronzer with this stick alone and it only cost $20. So that is a big, huge bonus. I feel like you could probably find a tone in this formulation that will match the Dior. A little bit malleable. I do feel like it does dry down to a powder-like consistency, but not as fast as the Dior. And it's very, very pigmented. All right, another one that I was actually pretty excited to compare to is the Rare Beauty, because I do feel like this is the closest in formulation to the Dior, because this one 100% turns from a cream to a powder-like consistency. I have, well, it used to be the second to lightest shade, but since this came out, they have added some shades. Happy Soul. And the one that I have does have a tiny bit of a pink undertone. So again, I can use this to sculpt and to bronze at the same time. It's a good one. It does not dry down as fast as the Dior. You definitely have more time with the Rare Beauty. And it only retails for $26. 7 different shades available. It's a good one. I feel like as far as formula wise, I think the Rare Beauty would be the closest to the Dior. Now, not exactly the same, but very similar qualities to where it goes from cream to powder. And then it sets down, like you don't even have to powder it. Just the Dior, like I keep mentioning, dries down so fast. That is I think the one con for sure for the Dior bronzing sculpting stick. Okay, the next one, and then I just have one more after this, is from Tarte. Purchased this on a whim, and it's actually really good. I have the shade Sundown, and this is the Man-Eater Silk Stick Bronzer. The tone I have, I use it as a bronzer, but I think it might be a neutral leaning kind of tone, maybe. This formula would also be a second close to the new Dior because it's very, very similar to the Rare Beauty. I actually did a video comparing this to the Rare Beauty, except the Tarte one costs $29 and has 7 tones available as well. The Tarte and the Rare Beauty, I would say, are pretty close ones to the new Dior. Okay, and last but certainly not least, from Kevyn Aucoin. This is a pricey one. It's the Contour Stick from Kevyn Aucoin, and it retails for $53. There's 4 different shades available. I wish they wouldn't have called this a contrast stick, because I feel out of the 4 shades that they provided us, maybe one of them is an actual contouring shade, and that would be the lightest shade out of the 4. The one I have is Tone, which is the second lightest shade, and you'll see right now it's a pretty neutral, almost warm kind of tone. So I use this as a bronzing stick and not a contouring shade. I could probably use it as a bronzer, but yeah, the formula is really, really nice. It does turn from cream to powder. Maybe it is, I'm trying to think. No, I think for sure the Rare Beauty, the Tarte, and then maybe this one as a third option, the closest as far as formula to the Dior. But shade-wise, I think the Westman Atelier, do I have it on here? It's one of these. I think it's this one. For sure, the closest tone. Okay, those are all of the bronzer stick contours that I own in my collection. So let's go ahead and do this side Dior, and then this side I'll try and match it with what I do have in my collection. Okay, so I think what I'll do is use the Fenty on both sides just so I can be contoured on both sides. Look, I am so tempted to get an actual contouring tone from the Dior, but do I need it? No. I don't have too many actual contouring shades and cream formulas. but I feel like I have enough. This is the sheer buffer from Sonia G. Gosh, my allergies are just all over the place. I'm sorry. Apologies. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's non-stop. Okay, and see how it blended out and it doesn't look like a gray mess. So this is what a sculpting shade looks like on me. It enhances that natural contour I already have on my cheeks. Okay, now we're gonna jump in to the Dior. And this one, I do one side and then the other, but we're only gonna do it on this side because like I said, and I keep saying, it does dry down fairly quick. And as you can see, I went light. It's actually pretty pigmented. I would say it's more pigmented than I anticipated it to be, but it does blend out really nice, that powder-like consistency. So if you don't set your face, yes, this is a good option. As well as the Rare Beauty in that Tarte. The Covenant Aucoin, it doesn't set down quite like the Rare or the Tarte, but it's a close one as well. But do you see that? It's really, really pretty. I enjoy it. I have been enjoying it. It does have a very strong, typical Dior scent. So if you don't like that, I forewarned you. All right, now we are going to jump in to Truffle from Westman Atelier. I think this is the closest tone that I have to the Dior 02 Tan. And this one is also a pretty, not as pigmented as the Dior, but it is pretty pigmented. It's a little bit more soft, more creamy, more malleable than the Dior. But finish wise, I don't think you'll be able to tell too much of a difference, you know? Yeah, see, it almost looks identical, doesn't it? Okay, let me go ahead and finish off the rest of my face. We'll talk real quick. See, it looks like I have the same product on each cheek, pretty much. And then we'll go ahead and conclude this video. All right, my lovelies, makeup is nice and done. Let me tell you what else I have on my face. So I went into the Hourglass liquid blush in Future. Then I powdered my face with the One Size in Ultra Pink for my under eyes and the Hourglass loose powder for the rest of my face. Wind is very windy outside. It's picked up, and if you hear noises, that's probably what it is. Powder bronzers, I went into the Unearthly Glow Bronzer in medium and the House Labs. This is in medium level 5. There's only a few shades available at Sephora, so I don't know if they're revamping the packaging or working on reformulating like they did the blushes. But yeah. For eyebrows, I went into the Gucci Brow Pencil Make Beauty Brow Gel. Eyes, I went into the Wicked Widow Beauty Lovesick palette. Such a cute little palette. I need to find my, I think it's Monster Mash or Monster Smash. It's almost like a Halloween themed palette. I need to pull that out because Halloween is almost here. And if you've been here for a minute, you know Halloween is it's actually my #1 favorite holiday. For blushes, I went into the Guerlain Terracotta in Deep Coral, but since that's pretty warm for this eye look, I did jump in a tiny bit into the Dior Rosy Glow for the apples of my cheek. And then I went in to the highlighter in the new Chanel Blush and Highlighter Duo. Mascara, the Ilia Mascara. Lips, I have on Skin by Kim Lip Liner in Nude 05. And the Dominique Cosmetics Lip Stain. I think pink is the shade. All right, my lovelies, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope you enjoyed the comparisons that I did to this new bronzer / contour stick from Dior. The sale is coming up. This is available at Sephora currently, so I'm pretty sure a lot of you are looking into whether you should buy this or not for the Sephora. It's savings event now. I don't think it's called VIB sale anymore. So I hope this video helped you out in deciding whether you need to purchase this or not for the sale. It's a good one. I have been using it a lot, but I would be lying if I didn't say you probably have something in your collection that is similar to this, both in formulation and in the tone. Okay, again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly all does mean the world to me. And thank you for those of you that asked for this video. I actually did think about doing this video, and I would have done it when I originally tried this. But because I had so many Dior products to try out, I didn't want the video to be super long. Here it is for those of you who were hoping for something like that to be in that video. Okay, with that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye.